Wasallam has beautifully mentioned in a blessed hadith Mubarakah that a person who sends durood or salawat salutations upon me 1,000 times daily will not die until he sees his place in Jannah.
Subhanallah.
Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Salaam wa salam, because this is the reason that he has created us. And he says beautifully in the Holy Quran that Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu, O believers, ista'eenu bis-sabri was-salah, that seek the help of Allah Azza wa Jalla through two things, salah and sabr, perseverance. And it doesn't get any clearer than this, that if you want the help of Allah, Allah tells you exactly where His help is to be found. He mentions very important two places where the help of Allah can be gained, and therefore He says His help, you should seek for it through salah and perseverance. My dear Islamic brothers, if we spend a little moment on this ayat, we will clearly explore and dive deeper into this ayat, and we will reach at the juncture where we can make a conclusion or derive a conclusion that if we want the help of Allah Azza wa Jalla, that help of Allah Azza wa Jalla is found in salah, it is also found in sabr. And therefore we cannot go anywhere else looking for the help of Allah, while Allah has informed us where His help is to be found. It is like a person who is sick and he requires a medical attention, and he goes to a football coach. It is like a person who is mentally ill, but instead of acquiring a mental assistance, he goes perhaps into a swimming pool, and then he thinks mentally he will be fine. So in simple terms, is that he knows what would grant him the help and assistance, but he chooses to go and look for it in a place where that assistance is not to be found. Allah tells us we need His help. His help is found in salah. Allah tells us that if we need His help and assistance, His assistance is found in having perseverance and in having salah. You know, a person who has somebody, or actually it has been stated, that when a person has sabr, he is equivalent to a person who literally says that I believe that even if not today, even if not tomorrow, but one day my things will definitely fall into place. And even if not in this world, even if it is not in this world, but most certainly my things will fall into place in the Akhirat, because inna Allah ma'as sabirin, Allah is with those who persevere. Subhanallah. This is what sabar is, my dear respected brothers. A person who has sabar and is patient upon the difficulties and problems of this world is like that particular person who says, even if my things will not be right in this world, but most certainly they will fall into place in the Akhirah. My dear respected brothers, we all have difficulties and problems in our lives, and no doubt about it. But trust me, if we were to look at all our problems in this world through the glasses of salah and through the glasses and microscopes of patience and sabr, then trust me, we will come to a conclusion that 90% of our problems are actually not problems, but in reality they are the blessings of Allah. If we were to take salah into consideration and take patience into consideration and gather all your problems together and use salah to look at your problems, use sabr and patience to look at your problems, then you will understand that in reality we do not have no problems in this world. A group of youngsters decided they want to go and spend the night out in the class, and they were ready to accept whatever the night was throwing at them. Whatever illicit, whatever haram, they were ready to accept it. It's a night, it's a boys' night out. Let's go and explore and reach heights that we can write history for those to come. So a few hours before they could go, one of them fell ill and he could not be able to go with them. And he's now thinking to himself, oh, what a miss for me. How my friends are going to have a good time and enjoy themselves, while I'll be laying on my bed and trying to have some medications in order to cure myself. What a miss this is for me. And not long after his friends had departed, and the message says that that group of his friends that went out to have a boys' night out, they met up in an accident and none of them survived. None of them survived the accident. And only then he woke up from the state of ghaflat, and he actually thanked Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah Azza wa Jal has made him sick so that he could not be able to travel with those boys who left this world in a way to commit sins. So sickness is not a problem, my dear respected Islamic brothers. It is a blessing of Allah Azza wa Jal. The thing is, Shaitan always puts it into our mind that now you are sick and you cannot do A, B, C, D, things that you would be able to do. You no longer able to do them because of your sickness. But remember our deen, our beautiful Islam tells us that from among many ways of which Allah Azza wa Jalla wants to pardon the sins of an individual is that He makes that individual sick. And that sickness is actually the means of wiping the sins of that particular person. My dear Islamic brothers, Hazrat Ayyub alayhi salatu wasalam. Who doesn't know Hazrat Ayyub alayhi salatu wasalam's sufferings and troubles that he went through his life? In one occasion, his wife meets a person in one of the streets, and this person tells him, hello woman, are you the wife of Ayub? He says, yes, I am the wife of Ayub, alayhi salatu wasalam. He says, you know what, I am so and so doctor, and I can cure your husband. So much so that all his sufferings and his sicknesses will be just a history. I just need one particular thing from him, is that he must accept that I have cured him. He must accept that I have cured him. And the wife was so, excited and happy, and she runs back home, and she comes in front of Hazrat Ayyub alayhi salatu wasalam, and she says to him, oh my husband, I got very good news today for you. Great news for you. So Hazrat Ayyub alayhi salatu wasalam sees the excitement on the face of his wife, and then he says, oh my beloved wife, what is this great news that we have for you today? He said, oh my husband, I met a very special doctor. All your problems, our problems will be sorted out today. He is a specialist in that department, in your sickness. He knows it in and out. You just have to believe that he is the one that has cured you, and you will forget about your illnesses and problems. Allah. Hazrat Ayyub alayhi salatu wasalam became very furious. And he says to his wife, oh my wife, you know what? That is not a doctor, actually. That is Shaitan, who came in the form of so and so doctor. And what he wants to do is he wants to snatch our iman and faith and belief away from us. Don't you listen to Shaitan. Allah. Look at the mentality and the concept of Hazrat Ayyub alayhi salatu wasalam. My dear friends, before I continue on this, a man has been sick for many, many years. Now there is a person who, at a point, it is not clear that he is Shaitan. And then he comes and he says he's got the cure. Imagine if that was our case, if that was our situation. May Allah Azza wa Jalla really save us from such tests. Because perhaps many of us would fail those type of tests. Perhaps many of us may just give our iman just because we want a family member of ours to be cured. Run to, sangamas and non-Islamic ways of, consultations, and not realizing that we are actually selling out our iman and faith. So Hazrat Ayyub alayhi salatu wasalam, my respected Islamic brothers, says, oh my wife, that was Shaitan, and therefore do not listen to Shaitan. But then the wife says, and this is very interesting, the wife says, oh my husband, at least make dua in the court of Allah Azza wa Jalla that Allah must cure you. At least make dua in the court of Allah Azza wa Jalla, Allah must cure you. I really request for your undivided attention at this point, my dear respected brothers. Hazrat Ayyub alayhi salatu wasalam asked his wife, oh my wife, how long have I been sick? He says, oh my husband, you have been sick for 8 years. You have been sick for 8 years. Then he asked her, how many years of prosperity has Allah Azza wa Jalla granted us before this sickness? The wife says, oh my husband, Allah has granted us 80 years of prosperity. Then Ayyub alayhi salatu wasalam says to his wife, he says that if that is the case, then I am more shy to even ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to cure me. For having given us 80 years of prosperity, and now 8 years of illnesses and sicknesses, we want to ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to cure us. We want Allah Azza wa Jalla to take this problem, to take this musibah away from us. What about those 80 years of prosperity, those 80 years of happiness, those 80 years of joy and happiness. He says, because of this, I am shy to ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to cure me. Let's do self-introspection. Look into yourself, my dear respected Islamic brothers, and see how many years of prosperity has Allah given you. See how many years of prosperity has Allah Azza wa Jalla ever given you in your life in comparison to the amount of problems and difficulties that He has ever given you. Wallahi, if we are to put this on a scale, we will have no place to put our face in front of Allah. We will have no place to put our face, because Allah Azza wa Jal has been so merciful to myself and yourself. But every small little thing that happens in our lives, we want to, complain in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal. We run to this person and complain, we run to that person and complain. Whether we have social problems, economical problems, family problems, we're the very first ones to run around and make the whole world know that we are suffering, that we're running through this problem and we're running through that particular problem. It comes in a hadith Qudsi. And I will paraphrase this. That Allah Azza wa Jalla says that a person who is not happy, that I give him troubles and difficulties and trials in his life, and that can be in many forms, whether one of his family members depart from this world, whether he loses a business deal, whether he has this problem or that problem, but he is not happy that this particular thing has happened to him. And remember, by the way, that as Muslims we are taught to believe that that good and bad both comes from Allah. But now, when we are tested, we begin to complain in the court of Allah and saying, why I'm the one that has to lose this? Why is this thing? How it says that such a person, it is clear that he does not consider me fit enough to be his Rabb, and therefore he must go and find another Rabb besides me. Because Allah Azza wa Jalla is the best of all plans. He has a plan for your life, but the problem we have is we want to tell Allah how to do His job. That's the problem with insan. That is the problem with myself and yourself. We say we want Jannah, we want the blessings of Allah Azza wa Jalla, but we're not prepared to go through difficulties. We want to enter into Jannah, but we're not prepared to go through the process of death. How will we go to Jannah if we're not prepared to die, my dear respected Islamic brothers? So this goes down to show the attachment that we have with this world, that we're not ready to let go of the beauties of this world. But then we say we want those beauties that Allah has promised us in Jannah. My dear respected Islamic brothers, we have to change our attitude. We have to really re-look into ourselves and start accepting every difficulty that Allah puts in our lives, because these are the means and the ways by which Allah wants us to gain His nearness and His proximity. Prophets were tested of Allah. Tell me one prophet that was not tested by Allah. And those were the beloveds of Allah. Inna Allah idha habba al-abda yusibuhu. If Allah loves a servant, He will definitely put him in some problems, in some difficulties. That's the reality of life. Therefore, my dear respected Islamic brothers, as Muslims, we are meant and we are supposed to be understanding this concept very clear than any other religious person on this particular world, because our religion is Haqq, that came with the Prophet of Haqq, And we are therefore supposed to be practicing this religion in order to gain all that which Allah has promised myself and yourself. With these few words, allow me to make dua in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal. That may Allah Azza wa Jal really make us understand that His help is found through sabr, it is also found through salah. And if we are to focus on sabr and on salah, then we would really understand that 99.9% of our problems in this world are really not problems, but it's just simply shaitan who comes and he tells us that we have huge problems that can even fill the seventh heaven. That is the mentality of shaitan. May Allah Ta'ala grant us goodness of dunya and goodness of akhirat, and may He make us from amongst those who can pass His test, and may He make all the tests that He wants to give us very, very easy for myself and yourself. Ameen bijay Nabi Ameen sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Inshallah, as always, we try to request for your assistance, for the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal, your kind contributions, your kind donations in ensuring that this great facility in the form of the house of Allah Azza wa Jal keeps providing us with this great accommodation, to ensure that bills are paid on time, to ensure that whatever needs the financial assistance as far as this masjid is concerned, alhamdulillah, is taken care of. And that can only happen through your kind contributions, through your kind sadaqahs. So with that, I also want to make dua in the court of Allah, that may Allah Ta'ala increase you in wealth for contributing for the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal. May Allah Ta'ala make it such that He can increase you in wealth, so that you can spend more wealth for the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal. May Allah Ta'ala protect you from the calamities of dunya and calamities of the akhirat, and all those family members of yours that have departed from this world. May Allah Azza wa Jal grant all of them Jannatul Firdaus and save each and every single one of them from the problems of the qabr. May Allah Ta'ala really make us from amongst those who can also leave this world with iman and faith. Ameen bijay Nabi Ameen sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. Inshallah, now students will be performed.